Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is a golden heart plate that I just really like right now. It's so shiny and pretty and fun to hold and put things in. And I've noticed that as I do more and more emotional release and deepen this path that I'm on, I am beginning to bring what's inside to the outside and honoring the connection that I feel to certain physical objects and the way that some physical things call me, and how it's okay to enjoy things in this material world, and that creating physical spaces that are beautiful and reflect what's inside can be really awesome. Um, yeah, and so today's video is about emotional release tools. Becky commented on one of my videos requesting more practical tips about how to feel into our wombs and sound from that place. And so I'm going to offer some tips on how to feel into our bodies for anyone, no matter what gender identity you may have, to feel into our bodies, whether or not you have a womb. It doesn't matter because we all have emotions stored within these physical bodies. And I'm going to start off by saying that I'm frustrated because I just created a video right before this and the audio didn't record. So as I'm sharing these tools, I'm also going to be using them to release that frustration around technology and things not going as planned. And one of my big intentions is letting go of perfectionism and sharing my voice when things aren't perfect, when things are hectic. And so I think that this is a perfect opportunity to do that. So thank you all for being here and watching. And I'm going to share some tools from two mentors that I have, and then one of my own. So the first four that I'm going to share from a wonderful woman named Aya Iwasaki. She's a healer, she's fabulous, she's courageous, and I just did a retreat with her. So let's dive right in. The first one is called hand screaming. Okay, so the way we do this is you can get on your knees and kind of put them a little bit apart. Take your hands, put them over your mouth, and scream into your hands, and as you're doing so, you move your hips. So it looks like this. Whew. Yeah, I already feel things moving just in that little This one is awesome because it gets the hips moving where we store a lot of things, and it also doesn't create too much noise if that's something that you're worried about. If you may not have a bunch of spaces where you can be loud, hand screaming can be good for that. So yes, the second one is called pillow bashing. Take a pillow, put it down, and it's very much like what it sounds. You take your hands, your arms like this, get them really strong, and just hit a pillow as hard as you can, or as hard as you want to in the moment. Because how many times have we all wanted to hit something or let out that violence, that violent instinct that arises in situations where it's not okay to release that violence. I've felt that so many times, and in most of my life, the way that I've directed that violence is back towards myself. So by cutting myself, biting, scratching, clawing, just tensing, just all of this anger and such that does exist in me, I've directed back towards me. So having this tool is really incredible because it can allow me and anyone who's doing it to release some of that violence in a healthy way. The next tool is called pillow fucking, which is also like what it sounds. And it's really an important emotional release tool because, once again, we all store things in this area of our bodies, okay? So the way you do this one is you take the pillow, put it under where your hips will fall, and go like this. yeah, and that one can also get super intense. You can sound as much as you want or as little as you want. And this one, I really believe that everyone in the society that I'm part of has some emotion stored in this area, because if we think about it, we live in a sedentary culture. So we're sitting a lot, whether that's while we're driving or while we're at a desk, and it compresses this whole part of our body. And so there are things stored down here that often don't get a chance to express themselves. So that emotional release tool of pillow fucking can be really powerful to just sort of get things moving again, and understanding that it's okay for them to move, it's okay for them to be stuck, and it's okay to let them start moving. Yes, so the fourth emotional release tool from Aya is called Wailing. The way we do this one is you get on your knees again, and you open up the chest, take your arms, put them behind you, and just let out some sound. So, So the cool thing about all of these is that one can lead into the other, can lead into the other, can lead into the other, can lead into the other. And we are allowed to use these tools in however we feel called in the moment. There is no wrong way to do them. I will say, though, with pillow fucking, it's not something to be made fun of. Like, laughter can arise. Laughter can be a beautiful response, but my example of pillow fucking is not meant to be used by anyone on the internet as something to turn you on. It's a tool that I'm offering because for a long time I felt really crazy with all of this tension inside of me and didn't have a way to express it and release it. So it's really been a gift to find ways that are safe to express my emotions. Yeah, so I feel called to share that. So the next emotional release tool I have is from another mentor of mine named Briana, and I can leave a link to her page in the description as well as Aya's page. And thank you, Aya, for those 4 tools. And so Briana's tool is called Integrity Dance, which she also likes to call eye dance. So when you're doing eye dance, the crux of it is feeling whatever emotion we're feeling in the moment and leaning into that, exploring it, moving with it. And this one has been really helpful to me, especially when I am feeling depressed or grieving or really angry, because those emotions are often, we're often taught that we can't feel them. And so honoring that emotion and moving with it can be really incredible because it allows space for that emotion to move through us. And there are also a lot of paths that encourage purely ascension, so moving the energy upward and moving, sort of forgetting about what darker, quote-unquote, darker emotions you may be feeling and just ascending. And what's true for me is that I like to root down and ascend upward, so doing both at the same time often, or one or the other, or kind of just flowing between them. And a big part of my path is also doing a lot of shadow work, which I can talk about later in another video. But yes, doing eye dance is powerful for moving with any emotion that we're feeling, whether that's ecstasy or grief. But for me particularly, moving through the lower emotions that I feel down here, it can be really awesome for that. So yeah, this one's pretty self-explanatory, but I'm going to do a quick demo using this song Take It Slow by Ayla Nereo, who is an incredible artist and woman. Yes, so here we go.
Take it slow. Don't get in your way. Keep it moving. At the pace of every weather, look within. And don't forget you are surrounded by the wind as it rushes in your lungs. Oh, honey, you are part of the movement. precious cave. Don't forget, there is unknown inside. Don't turn away from yourself by being like somebody else. You are tide crashing over and call of the mountains in the darkest tunnels for where your life comes from. So take it slow.
Yeah, so thank you, Briana. Integrity dance is also a really beautiful and powerful one, and often when I'm dancing I can find myself moving from one emotion into another, and it often ends in bliss because moving around the energies in a dancing way can really activate the heart chakra and open it up. So yeah, a final tool that I will offer is one that I like to do and have done for a while, and it is self-massage. So basically, any part of our bodies that feel a little tight, we can take our hands there and just start to massage. For me, the stomach actually has a ton of tension and physical, I feel it physically in there. And so what I'll often do is check in with myself, breathe a little bit, and then start to move around whatever pain I feel, gently at first, and then sometimes more intensely, depending upon what my body's asking for in that moment. And this is one that, as I feel the physical pain, I begin to feel emotional pain too, or emotional joy. Sometimes that pain turns to joy really quickly. And just kind of physically taking my hands and moving around that energy can be really incredible. It also happens up here in my chest, can get really tight, so I'll move things around up there. And this is one that I would do a lot in college too, just in class, kind of moving my shoulders, doing lots of different things, and even in public spaces. And yeah, so I'm going to end it there, and I encourage all of you to try out these tools in a safe space, or even in a public bathroom. Sometimes I'll need to just take a break if I'm sharing a meal with someone, go to a public bathroom and scream. And finally, I have an Instagram now. My name is the.creative.crow, which could change in the future. And yeah, I'm really nervous about opening up that whole avenue because I am not super well versed in social media, but we will see how it goes, and I hope to bring more of myself out into the world. Yeah, thank you all for watching me in my journey, and I am sending love out to each and every one of you, and I hope that these tools can allow you to express some of what's inside.
Take it slow.
Thank you.
Don't get in your